We will be starting today's session from where we kind of abruptly got left out for online participants. What happened in the last 10 minutes, 12 minutes? Uh, I think the internet broke, so we lost connection with them. So they have been with us till the point where what is a RSI divergence is clear, but how to trade a RSI divergence, where to enter, was not covered. So let's start from there. Just to give you a refresher, I'm sorry I was not there last weekend, had to go to Bombay. तो थोड़ा refresh कर लेते that we are still doing indicators, right? We are doing indicators, and a quick refresher would be under indicators. There are five types of indicators which we discussed. There's the trend indicator, the momentum indicator, there are volume indicators, volatility indicators, and sentiment indicators. There can be few more like a strength indicator and all, but if you understand these five, good enough, more than good enough. So under trend, we looked into moving average, we looked into MACD, moving average convergent divergence. Under momentum, we were looking into relative strength index, and under relative strength index, we did a very important concept called the divergence, and this divergence is also applicable in MACD. And it was clearly been told that understand the concept divergence, the rest of the indicators will be very easy to understand and apply. Today, we will finish indicators and go into trading strategies. We'll go into volume indicators, volatility, sentiment, and we'll start with trading strategies. Now, when we were doing RSI and divergences, we were talking about positive and negative divergence. We know that when prices move up and down, with price, RSI also dances the same way. Exactly the same, matches. When prices go up, it comes down. When it goes up, RSI goes up as well. And if our prices comes down, then RSI also behaves exactly the same manner. It is like a mirror image. So we come to a point where we wanted to discuss what are divergences, a positive divergence and a negative divergence. A positive divergence is a case where if prices are making a higher high, and with that the relative strength index is also making a higher high, then we say that the price and indicator, in this case momentum, is hand in hand. So high chance the price will rise further. However, you reach a stage where prices have gone up further, but RSI has not. This leads to a negative divergence, and this can lead to a fall in prices. The opposite was when, let's say, prices are coming down and making a lower low. If prices are coming down and making a lower low, the RSI will also be coming down and making a lower low. When this happens, we say price and indicator, in this case momentum, hand in hand, so prices will fall more further down. When prices falls further down, makes a lower low, we would anticipate that RSI will also make a lower low, but that may not happen all the time. If it does not make a lower low and makes a higher low, then we call this situation a positive divergence, and this leads to a bounce back. Let's look into some examples, and then I'll show you where we left out the last class, how to initiate a trade. Most of you by now would have surely got the software. Offline participants, I'm sure everyone has got it. Online, I hope that either Shubhadeep had contacted you or you have contacted him and you have the software in place. So the daily chart, and I'm going to plot the relative strength index of the default 14 period relative strength index, and add. Okay, I will change now. This is a golden rule that you have to remember always. You may use candlesticks, Heiken-Ashi bar chart, whatever, does not matter. At any point of time, अगर आपको देखना है, is there a divergence? Let's say for example right now, the Nifty has been going up. Now you would like to know that is there, or would you like to check if there is a divergence or not. You do not check with candlesticks, bar or Heiken. Never. Please get it very clear. Always divergence, change to a line chart, which looks like a higher high in candlesticks is actually not in a line chart. One look और आपको लगेगा रे ये तो ऊपर जा रहा है ये नीचे आ रहा है, correct? It looks like a divergence to you if you go by the candlestick highs, but that is not the case. Always use a line chart. So when I go back to the line chart, I figure out, is there any negative divergence? I see no. Why? Let's give it a little more width. Let's give the indicator a little bit width. And I figure out, and I see here that from this point, the RSI reading was 73.66. From this point, prices goes up and makes a high, and RSI goes from 73 to 75, higher, so no negative divergence. Now the price is a little lower to its previous high, and RSI is also a little lower to its previous high, so there is no negative divergence. Let's open up a universe of stocks, and let's say we open up Nifty 50. These are all the 51 stocks which make up the Nifty 50. If you didn't know, there are 51 stocks in Nifty 50 right now. So we come to ACC. So when we come to ACC, we see that, let's compare from this point. RSI reading 68.75. Price goes up, RSI reading 71. So hand in hand, price and momentum. What is the probability? It will go further up. Does it go further up? Yes. Does RSI go further up? No. This is the first instance of a negative divergence. If you had spotted this negative divergence, how and where will you place an order? Let's come to that point. Now, let's go back one candle or two candles. Let's go back here. At this point, indicator RSI representing momentum with price close is hand in hand. You expect prices to go up, correct? What happens? Sorry, prices go up, correct? You go back to the line chart, you quickly check prices have gone up, but hold on, RSI has not gone up yet. At the last few seconds of the last class, I shared that this is not a negative divergence. This is a negative divergence in the making. This can take the shape of a negative divergence. It is not a negative divergence. If you have not understood why am I saying this price is going up, it can continue to shoot up. If it continues to go up, then this RSI will also go up. Then what looks like a negative divergence will evaporate, will dissolve. Then what do? We always wait for a small fall. We have to wait for a fall. So let's see if we get a fall. So this is your candlesticks, back to, and then you get slight fall. The next day, again, when you get a small fall, you change back to the line chart, and now you can compare two rising highs and two falling highs, lower highs. Now this is a divergence. Now it is confirmed. Will you sell? Yes, we will like to sell. Then at what price? Now we come to this point. The moment you have a confirmed divergence, now you move back to your candlestick chart. Now this last red candle confirmed the divergence. This is the one which confirmed it. So that this is my important candlestick. This one and the previous one. These two. This one and the previous one. These two will make my reference sticks. What does it mean? These two, you will mark the lowest low of these two and the highest high of these two. Of these two candlesticks, lowest low kaun sa hai? This one. Highest high kaun sa hai? This one. Are you looking for a short trade? Yes. Then the rule is you sell below this low. Until and unless this low is broken, you do not short. If it is broken, then you sell with a stop loss of this high. What if ये नीचे आता ही नहीं है and the high is broken? Then this negative divergence will negate itself, will dissipate. खत्म हो जाएगा. The negative divergence does not tell you market will fall. The negative divergence offers you a possibility of a fall. यहां से घट सकता है, इसके नीचे आए तो. So let's see what happens to price. It doesn't come down. On the contrary, it goes up further. And while going up, you check whether this high is broken or not. You figure it has gone exactly at that high. Okay. Then what happens? Then it comes down. In this, the next 3 days, what it has done, the previous negative divergence which it made here, it has negated that. Uska koi abhi importance nahi hai. But it has created another new divergence. What is that? The last two. This is a higher high. This is a lower high. So one more negative divergence. So where did it get confirmed? On this red candle? It got confirmed on the red candle. So the red candle and its previous candle, these two are my new reference sticks. If I have to put an order, what do? Sell below this, stop loss of this. What happened Friday? I have data till Friday. What happened? It's made a doji. It's completely range bound. Right? So we look ACC. So ACC at 1486. Now this is what the indicator and the understanding tells me. At 1486, ACC is more of a short rather than a buy. If it starts going up and goes to 1500, I should not be very excited to buy. If it can go to 1550 also, ho sakta hai. Very, very well it can happen. But strategically what my understanding is, I am more of a seller in ACC rather than a buyer. Now, I was more of a seller in ACC 3 days back also, but wo kabhi hua nahi. Now I am again more of a seller at ACC at this price. So these divergences, these concepts leads to a probability, a possibility of a rise or a fall. Clear? Clear everyone? Now, one sec. Cipla, okay. How long does it take to react to divergence? Satish, I just showed right now. It can depend. Satish is asking how long will it take? It completely depends. It's price based, not time based. Means jab tak ye level nahi tootta hai, I'm not going to go short. This level can come in 1 day or it can come in 5 days. Until and unless this level is broken, I am not going to sell. On the contrary, agar ye upar chala gaya to, again the divergence is negated. Where to exit? What will be the target? Ramandeep, I'll come to target little later. Let's first figure out where to enter. Clear? Right? Now, if you recall that we also did MACD, let me plot the MACD indicator on this chart. Exponential 12, exponential 26, exponential 9. Blue is the signal line and blue is the MACD line and red is the signal line. I'm going to hide RSI. So quick refresh. This was calculated from the difference of two moving averages. That's the blue line, MACD line. Is blue line ka 9 exponential moving average is the red line, the signal line. It gives crossovers. All the crossovers do not work. Few of them work very well, few don't. what I will share with you is in MACD price also we get divergences. How to look for them? To understand them, for visual clarity first, what I do is I will hide the signal line. जैसे हम लोग प्राइस और RSI का डाइवर्जेंस देखते थे, line and RSI, same way we will look for line, price and the MACD line, not the signal line. इसीलिए मैंने signal line को hide कर दिया. So let's see if you can see divergences over here. Now you see this is ACC. As from this point, from the levels of 1450 all the way to 1700, this 250 points rally of ACC, at each and every highs, the MACD was actually coming down. So you know that this phase of ACC, you can go buy, make long trade, it's fine. You're making money, it's high momentum move. But क्या हो रहा है? धीरे धीरे it is shifting, tilting towards the downside. So in this phase, your buy trades will be short term in nature. You're getting the breakouts, it is moving, but it is giving you a negative MACD dash. So dhire dhire this is getting into a weaker zone. So if I get back my signal line for the MACD indicator, so where do I get a defined proper divergence? Not here, none actually. Defined proper divergence means it makes a higher high and the blue line also makes a lower high. That's a divergence, which is not in the case in ACC. But the case what there is in ACC is a range shift. From this point, MACD, the blue line has been shifting all the way towards the downside. Let's look at this point. In these two lows of ACC, MACD was down here, minus 30s. It comes down here and look at this value, minus 16. This blue line is higher. The blue line, ignore the red line. The blue line is higher. The price is lower. Now you get a crossover. High probability that will work. So when it comes to MACD crossovers, let's say query. हाँ वही मैं दिखा रहा हूँ आपको. विश्वप्रिय is asking ये crossover होने के बाद करना है क्या? So MACD is a trend momentum indicator which tells you कि crossover हुआ है. There can be two types of crossovers, positive or negative. 7 to 8 out of 10 times it will not going to work so well. 2 or 3 times out of 10 times it gives a very good trade. So what should you do? You should check those stocks जहाँ पे crossover हुआ है. I open the technical query. I come to condition. I quickly go to MACD, E12, E26 and E9 on the daily charts. I come to the condition and I say cutting upward. These are the positive trades. I tick them and I ask to scan in a universe of let's say 500 stocks, Nifty 200, and I run. Within few seconds it will scan the 200 stocks in Nifty 200 and it will give those stocks, 5 stocks, which have satisfy my condition. Kya condition? Cutting average upward, MACD crossover, BEML. Let's click on BEML. It's giving a crossover. Then CRISIL, Naukri, Piramal Enterprise and Voltas. Now out of 200, the software gives you 5. Are you going to trade all 5? No. Now the technical analyst in you comes into the picture. Now you visually with your understanding will filter out of this 5 which are the 1 and 2 which I am going to take. So one by one you come to BML. You check that it's giving you a buy signal, but as Vishwapriya or someone just said that it's a divergence in the making. So it to chal chuka hai na, we are not going to chase it. So BML out. CRISIL, is there any positive divergence? No. Yeah. Hi. You come to Naukri. Now in Naukri, this is a little interesting. Why? Naukri has been coming down. This guy is also coming down. Okay, there is no positive divergence. Piramal, no positive divergence. Voltas, no positive divergence. So out of these five, none of them had a positive divergence. कहाँ पे? वो high high लगा रहा है, price नहीं एकदम last में. अरे आपका MACD आपका. So which of you? Tell me. MACD is cutting. MACD is above the zero line. Where is positive divergence? Positive divergence, it has to fall. Price has to fall, and MACD has to rise. So none of the five has any positive divergence with MACD. It can have a positive divergence with RSI also. So the same logic which was there, now let's say we get our RSI back, relative strength index. Now let's look into BML, not much. CRISIL, not much. Naukri, nothing. Piramal, no. Voltas, no. So what are we doing? 200 stocks, scan down to 5 stocks. Basis of what? Positive crossover. Before I buy this positive crossover, I want to check price and MACD, price and RSI. Have you made a positive divergence? Answer is no. So I am not very confident. This is filtering. Like that, we can filter many more indicators also. I'll show them one by one.
Sir, question.
Yeah.
Just previous high लेंगे सर इंडिकेटर रोज का या फिर उसके पहले भी अगर हुआ है तो उसको भी कंसीडर कर सकते हैं.
Okay, Shravan has got a very good question. He is asking, should we take the immediate highs and lows, or should we not take the immediate highs and lows? He is asking, can we compare with this and this, or we have to always compare the immediate ones? You have to always compare the immediate ones. You do not compare this with this. If you have to compare this with this, you go to a higher time frame. You go to the weekly charts and then you compare. I've come to the weekly charts. Now I'm comparing this. I can compare this with this low with this low, this high with this high. I cannot compare this high with this high.
Sir, in the case of indicator also.
In the case of indicator also, yes. Obviously, because price lowest point, indicator lowest point. Clear? How can we do a scan for signals which appeared in the past? I will show you all of that, Sharmaji. Kanaya, can we scan this RSI or MACD and price divergence in Spider? No, we cannot scan divergences in the Spider software. Okay? So this divergence concept is very important, which is there with MACD as well as with RSI. Now we will take this divergence concept further with our volume indicators. Now in volume indicators, the one which I will suggest we should use is the money flow index. Or if it's not there in your system, you can use the demand index. The demand index or the money flow index. Now if a stock is going up and let's say the volumes or the money that is pumped into the stock is coming out, is it a bullish sign or a bearish sign? It's a bearish sign. If a stock is getting cheaper and people are actually buying more and more of it, volumes are going up, the money flow is on the higher side. So as it gets cheaper, the interest is going up. Is it a bullish sign or a bearish sign? It's a bullish sign. So what we will look into is, we will look into price and flow, or let's say volume relationship. What we will do, we will train our minds to think like this. If a stock has gone up like this, so it has gone up, I will ask, like the way you used to ask your momentum indicators, is momentum hand in hand with price or not? Now you will ask the volume indicators, are you hand in hand with? Same thing. So that same thing can be represented with the help of a volume indicator, and in this case we will use the money flow index. The money flow index. By default, I think there's 10 period, which is fine. We can use 10 period, no problem. Change this and we add. Now, this is where I will suggest you do not compare each and every move of price and MFI. On the other hand, what should we look for? Purely divergences. As you can clearly see, as Voltas got cheaper from 338 to 323 to 292, the MFI lows started to inch, go up. So what is happening? MFI is making a higher low, price is making a lower low. So as it's getting cheaper, it's making a positive divergence. What does it tell you? It will try to go up. Look here, as prices inched up from a short term point of view, look at the deterioration in money flow. So it led to a fall. Any stock?
ITC.
ITC. Now as ITC has given a breakout and gone from 265 to 275 zone, what has the money flow done? It's come off. So it's suggesting that as prices are making higher high, money flow is not supporting it. Completely based on money flow, I cannot sell or exit. So what should you do? You should check with the other indicators. So I get my momentum and trend back. So money flow, let me change the color to, let's say, green. Has RSI made a negative divergence?
Yes.
Nothing with MACD yet. A negative divergence with MFI. So at 273.35, ITC had recently given a good move. But this move is not supported by momentum and not supported by volumes. I have a divergence with volumes and momentum. This is a setup that ITC at 273.35 is more of a sell than a buy. Janta will be very interested too, because it has given such a high momentum move, very upbeat. This is where you get trapped. Now you come to candlesticks, you see a bearish engulfing, you see a shooting star kind of a scenario. So there is some candlestick bearishness, there is bearishness in momentum, there is bearishness in volume. So you have three reasons, so basis on which you can sell. How will you sell this? Sell below the current lows, and you can put a stop loss here, or if you want a little more conservative, you can go towards the previous high.
सर जहाँ शूटिंग स्टार का फॉर्मेशन हुआ है,
हाँ,
तो उसके बाद स्पिनिंग टॉप टाइप का कुछ है,
ये स्पिनिंग डोजी है.
उसके बाद का दो कैंडल छोड़ के अगर मेरे को वहां पे ट्रेड करना है तो वहां पे स्टॉप लॉस क्या रखेंगे, पर शूटिंग स्टार के ऊपर.
हाँ, वही मैं बोल रहा हूँ. शूटिंग स्टार का हायर शैडो इज क्वाइट लॉन्ग. So if you keep a stop loss high above, it will be quite wide. If your trading money management allows you कितना wide stop loss रख सकते हैं तो आप कीजिए, वरना आप इसके नीचे क्वांटिटी घटा दो, फिर नहीं कर पाएंगे आप कैश मार्केट में आपको इंट्राडे करना पड़ेगा. I'll come to those points. But Shravan has got a good point, because high is too wide, right? So future lot में एक lot will lead to a lot of open risk. But that is trade. All of us are jumping to the trade and the stop loss, and Vishwapriya has gone to the loss also. My idea is not into the trade. My idea is, where does ITC stand? Now if tomorrow, if one of your very good friend give you a very good call and tells you to buy ITC, you exactly know what not to do. See, we are always focusing what not to do. ITC अपने यहाँ पे और तेजी नहीं खेलेंगे. In fact, कोई भी, if my price reading is such, I see some weakness in the screen. Okay, clear? Targets and all will come to that point. Is this? I'm trying to show you setups, possibilities. Once you understand and recognize the setups, possibilities, trading will eventually happen. आपके पास है. Okay. Anupam, right? I'll come wait. No volume, Lupin. Okay, Lupin will check. Anupam is asking, पहले से ITC लिया हुआ है तो क्या सेल करें? Now when you bought ITC, जो पहले से आपका लिया हुआ है, उसका कोई बेसिस होना चाहिए. Have you bought it for 1 day, 1 year, 1 week, 10 years, whatever? When you bought that, you must have some basis. If you have that basis, hold on to it. Don't judge कि अभी weakness है तो उसमें बेच दें. ठीक है. So which I will use this opportunity to share this 5 things that you should always remember before you take a trade. Before, बाद में नहीं. It's like your 5 fingers. One, the most, all of them are equally important. One is which market to trade, मतलब which stock to buy or sell. So right now we figured out ITC can be a good short-term sell. Second question, at what price should I buy or sell? Means entry. Do I have my entry? Yes. Then at what price would be my stop loss? Means my loss making exit. If I go wrong, where do I exit? Fourth, at what price will I book my profits? This is profit exit. And the fifth one is how many stocks should I buy or sell? This is money management. Please remember, of the entire history, if you don't remember anything, just remember, before I do a trade, have I answered these 5 questions? Majority of our focus and energy goes into this. कौन सा इसको लूं उसको लूं ये बोल दिए. Correct? And we do all these later after taking the position. Just one simple small change in the paradigm will make your trading emotions far more simple. So Anupam asked me, abhi ITC ka kya karu? So I'm asking Anupam, when you bought ITC, if you had done all of this, no matter which software, which setup, who tells whatever about ITC, will it bother to you? Correct? Ki farak panda. The moment you listen to someone else, your mind starts to play games with you. Also, a very good thing in this exercise is this part. Matlab, let's take the ITC example. We want to sell below 271 and 279. So I say that ITC, I'm going to sell below 271 and I put a stop loss of 279, around 8 points. Okay? What is the lot size of ITC?
300.
Huh?
24.
2400, sure? ITC 2400, thank you. So 2400 and 2400 multiplied by 8. How much? 19,200. Now why this exercise is very good is even before you are selling the lot, even before you are going short, you have already told yourself, दुनिया भूल जाओ, you already told yourself that 19,200 is my expected loss. So you have, before you take the trade, you have realized 19,200 मेरा जा सकता है. Now when you come to 19,200, either you will find it's completely okay, या फिर वो it's too big. So it will depend on your ticket size, it will depend on your book size, etc. etc. But the important thing is, आपको पता है मैं 19,200 इसमें खो सकता हूँ before the trade. Now when you take the trade and it actually goes close to your stop loss, you will not be extremely jittery or frustrated. Why? Because you already know मेरा worst case scenario 19,200. If your money management, your capital size does not allow to take such a risk, you do not take such a risk. आप समझ रहे हो? जनरली क्या होता है, 270 में बेच दिया, स्टॉप लॉस नहीं लगाया, वो उतना कैलकुलेशन नहीं किया, नाउ इट हैज स्टार्टेड टू गो अप, देन फॉर एवरी रुपी यू मल्टीप्लाई बाय 2400, देन यू चेक द फंडामेंटल्स, देन यू चेक द लॉन्ग टर्म, कहाँ न्यूज एंड रेजिस्टेंस, with every 2 rupees 4,800, 4,000. You understand what you're doing? You're doing the calculation later in a very disturbed, troubled mind. So recipe of disaster. So do all the calculations before. Your mind is already ready, whatever the market will throw at you. So you come to the market with an anticipation, yeah, 271 ke niche I will sell. If I go wrong 279 I will exit. This is an anticipation. Two things can happen. Market will do exactly what you anticipate, so your analysis is good, or market does the opposite. So there's a beautiful line which I read today. You cannot always win, but you can always learn. So if it goes up 279, you did not win, you lost something, learn something out of it. So this is something that we have to always do before every trade. Behind every trade, put in as much effort as you can. Don't take trade like very easily. So the more the effort or the detail work will go, the better will be the trade. Now, so we were talking about money flow index. Yeah, let's go back to this example. So let's hide our RSI and MACD for some time. Money flow. Let's say Lupin. Someone was saying Lupin. So we come to Lupin, and we see that clearly Lupin is in a range, completely range bound. Sell on resistance, buy on support has worked very well for Lupin. So money flow is not giving me any additional information at this stage. No. Let's look into few more stocks. Let's go to that Nifty 50. Excuse me. Yeah, sure. Power grid. So you see power grid line chart from this point, from 198, 199, power grid inched up to 208, around 8-9 points rally. During this rally, look at the behavior of MFI. What is it? Going up or down? So as it gets dearer, as it gets more expensive, money is getting into it or out of it. What does it give you a signal? Again, you got it wrong. Not to buy. Please, I'll repeat. What not to do is far more important than what to do. Please. So when it was power grid like this 2 weeks back, trust me, everyone was jumping on their chair and buy, 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 buy. You know exactly this is not to be bought into. You quietly wait for an opportunity to sell into. Now, MFI did not tell you to sell. MFI said, price is going up, I'm coming out. Bas, that's it. इसका मतलब ये नहीं आप बेचोगे. So what do? Your thought process should be like this. Okay, MFI is alerting me. MFI is indicating me there's a worry. So I check with my other brothers. And I check with RSI, the red line. Does it give me any? No. Does it give me any? No. It has given me a negative crossover, all right. Then I check with my candlesticks. Candlesticks, anything here, I can call this a dark cloud cover. These two, I can call it a dark cloud cover. So I have dark cloud cover, I have a negative crossover. Based on that, will I sell power grid? So it's a call. If you ask me, no, I will not. It's too less a confirm. You understand? So the important thing is 200 to 208, 209, I don't get sucked into the momentum. For all you know, if you're into options, you can start selling calls or whatever. जब ये चैनल टूटता है वहां पे भी मैं आपको एक चीज समझाने का कोशिश करता हूँ. विश्वप्रिय just asked me, he's very good with trend lines, by the way. Everyone in the group must have realized that. He has already drawn a channel, this one, correct? And he's saying this channel is breaking down somewhere here. क्या हम इस पे बेच सकते हैं? आप बेच सकते हो. See, my objective is not to handhold you to the end. आप कहाँ पे exactly बेचोगे या खरीदोगे? Every one of you will do it in your own way. My objective is to take you to a stage where you exactly know क्या नहीं करना चाहिए. So at this stage, we all should be in the same boat. That power grid is going up, but this is an opportunity to sell. Bus. This is the objective. Now, how Shravan will sell will be different from how Vishwapriya will sell. How Vishwapriya will sell will be very different from how Ganpati or what your name? Tanay will sell. You understand what I'm trying to say? So there are various ways. You might sell by the channel, I might sell by the dark cloud cover, Anupam might sell by the crossover. This I cannot hard put because your personalities are very different. So you choose that indicator which suits your personality. You are very good with lines and patterns. You do that. It works for you. May not work for Shravan. But all of you should be in that frame of mind, boss. Power grid. You understand? So let's look into some question. Sipla, good study. Okay. So after now, is this the only volume indicator, money flow index? No, there's demand index and there's many more. But if you want to use any, just stick to money flow index. Pretty good. One more thing that you can do, I suggest you should do, that is these histograms are the raw volumes. Let me change the color to a slightly darker one. These are actual volumes, number of shares exchanged hands, histograms, but they go up and down and they don't give any clear sign, right? You're not very clear, samajh mein nahi aa raha. At times spikes up and down. So what you can do, it works fairly well, is you can plot an average. We have done moving average, and moving average we plot on the price. What I am suggesting, you plot a moving average on the volume. On the volume of the volume. Now what is this red line? This red line is the 10-day average volume. So you see over this, now you see this is going up, and during this period, is it below the red line? So this is going up and the volumes is sub-average. 10 दिन का जो average है ना, उससे नीचे है. It gives you enough information. That's exactly the information that MFI is giving you. You understand? So another way to do it is something like this. You can ignore this and look into the movement of this red line. So till this point of time, price rise and volume rise. After that, price rise and volume fall. That's the other way of doing it. Very simple, rudimentary, crude way of doing it. Now we will get into the term volatility. Now, tell me something. Would you like to buy a stock? Would you like to buy a stock which is range bound, quiet, कहीं नहीं जा रहा है, कुछ नहीं कर रहा है? Or would you like to buy a stock which is screaming and roaring and going all over the place? Would you like to buy a stock which is, say, range bound? Quiet, small ranges, not going anywhere. Or would you like to buy a stock which has recently moved sharply up or down? Second one you would like to do because that's volatile and volatility gives you opportunity and range enough. So let me look into few charts. Let me first visually show it to you. It will be far more better to understand. So let's say okay, look at TCS. Okay? TCS is moving distance quite sharply from like 6-7 days from 2150 to 2420. Big move up as well as few days back down. So it is making wide ranges. Okay? Check Ultratech. Is it making wide ranges? No. Look at the ranges. Small, quiet. So this is a quiet stock. This is a roaring stock. Would you enter TCS now or would you have loved to enter TCS below? Before the roar, right? So what volatility does is, like nature, volatility has two sides to itself. One is a contraction and the other one is an expansion. Contraction, quiet, chupchap बैठे रहता है. An expansion moves out. This is cyclical in nature. ये कभी fail नहीं होता. It's always like that. You look into any chart of any time frame and you'll notice that every time there are long candles. Before that, there will be short candles. Always. So market will quiet down. Let's say Ultratech. Now sooner or later, you will have a move. Which side? Volatility does not tell you. Volatility is directionless. डायरेक्शन अपने को ट्रेंड इंडिकेटर मोमेंटम इंडिकेटर से मिलेगा. फिर वोलेटिलिटी इंडिकेटर क्या बताएगा अपने को? Why do we use volatility? We would like to know, is the stock sitting quietly or jumping all around the place? If it is sitting quietly, means it will jump. Which way? Now I will check which way. If it's already jumping all around the place, let's say TCS is a nice example. It's jumping. Now, is there an opportunity? इतना jump करने के बाद भी 2397 पे, is there an opportunity to buy or sell? That is the kind of questions I'll ask. So to do this, we will use the simple volatility indicator, very widely used, widely misunderstood also, the Bollinger Band. In this software, Band Bollinger, the period is default simple 22. First, let me show you, then I'll tell you what it does. Let's go to Nifty. Yeah. Now, the Bollinger Band has three lines. The one in the middle, the gray line, is 20 period simple moving average. 20 period simple moving average. The one on the top, the red line, is 2 standard deviation added to the average, and the green line is 2 standard deviation subtracted from the average. Okay. Now, 2 standard deviation added and subtracted. If I have to put this in simple language, this is my average, 20 period simple moving average. Then I had taken the red line, the upper Bollinger Band, and this is 2 standard deviation added. The green line is 2 standard deviation subtracted. Now, without getting into too much of statistics, 2 standard deviation का मतलब mathematically होता है close to 96%. Means what? Means out of 100 days, look into the chart, the black line is the closing price. Most of the time it is inside the band, inside the red and green line. Only rarely has it gone outside. Rarely has it gone outside the band, either लाल के बाहर या green के बाहर, right? So mathematically it says that 96% of the times out of 100 closing prices, 96 closes should be inside. 4 to 5 times out of 100 it will be outside. This is what maths says. Markets are a little beyond maths. So in the markets it's essentially 89 to 90%. मतलब 100 में से 90 times, 89 to 90 times, it will be inside the two bands. 10% of the time it will go outside the band, and going outside the band has information and we can trade that. Clear? So this is a volatility band. Now let me go back to the universe of Nifty 50 and let's look into few stocks. Let's look into TCS. TCS, Tata Steel. Okay, this is nice. Tata Motors DVR. Now, if you notice, Bollinger Band has 3 lines, as I said. But look into the difference between the red line and the green line in this zone. दोनों का difference and दोनों का difference in this zone. Helen, have any difference? At this point, look at where red is and where green is. Huge gap. And look at this point where red is and where green is. Less. So this is a volatile expanded band. This is a contracted band. So how do we use this? We can use Bollinger Band in 3-4 different ways. Number 1, squeeze. Squeeze is a case where the higher Bollinger Band and the lower Bollinger Band have come very close to each other and more or less parallel, which was the case here. इससे भी ज़्यादा squeeze आपको मिलेगा in this stock if we find any better squeeze. See, when both the bands have come very close to each other and almost parallel. See this. Okay? That's a squeeze. Squeeze will eventually lead to a breakout, will lead to a breakout. So prices inside this squeeze are chota candles, small candles, range bound, kahin nahi ja rahe. Eventually there will be a breakout either on the upside or on the downside. The moment you volatility indicator, no direction, किस तरह breakout आएगा, it will not tell me. The moment there is a directional breakout, the two bands will open up like this. The two bands will open up. Squeeze. Now, when the two bands open up, pay a little attention. When the two bands open up, there is some information in that. Let's come to this point. Tata Motors DVR was within a range, and then it gave a nice move. Till this point, look at the red and the green. Then after 2-3 candles, it started to open up. Once it opens up, the two lines will go into different directions. Look at the red is going up, the green is going down. Till the point, look at this, till this point, the direction is opposite. जब तक direction opposite रहता है, high chance it will continue to go in that direction. What was the direction over this candle, this candle, this one? The direction was up, and on this candle, the Bollinger Band upper and lower was opposite. As long as it's opposite, this rally will continue. The moment, now what happens? The green starts to pick up, the red also starts to continue going up. The moment it goes parallelly, now you check, okay, now we'll see if it continues or not continues. I will check with the other indicators. As long as the two Bollinger Bands are opposite each other, that underlying trend, either up or down, high chance will continue. The squeeze can tell you that market is quiet in a range and fatne wala, it's about to break out. The other one, which I also like a lot, is the pinch. Now, what is the pinch? The pinch is a scenario where the upper Bollinger Band is falling and the lower Bollinger Band is rising. Chimta. Yeah? Chimta hi bolta hai na? Like a pinch. When it's a pinch, it is a sure shot that there is going to be a move very soon. Which direction? Again, you don't know. So, if prices are coming down and it's a pinch, then high probability it can continue on the downside or on the upside. But the pinch means bahut jaldi, sooner or later there is going to be a move. Pinch. You see this? Green was coming up, red is coming down. Look at this point. Soon you will get a one-way price move. This is Tata Motors DVR. Any other option? Look at this. Pinch. From this point, these are the candles. These are the candles. The candles are going up. The Bollinger Band is falling. The red one is falling. The green one is rising. So both of them is approaching each other. So it is telling me that there is going to be a move. Pinch. Pinch. Okay, any other stock? Let's move out from Tata Motors DVR so that we check that it's across all stocks. It's not that stocks. Asian Paints. Right now, nothing. Both of them are inching up. Kind of a squeeze. It's also a pinch. See, the red one is falling. The green one is rising. So it's a pinch. Goes into 3-4 candles of range bound and the move comes. Vishwapriya is anxious. बताएंगे, मैं आपको अगेन फिर से बता रहा हूँ, आपको मैं आपको सेटअप्स बना के दे रहा हूँ। Whenever you see a pinch, squeeze, you know एक मूव आने वाला है, किस तरफ कैसे पकड़ेंगे सब आएंगे। ट्रेडिंग स्ट्रेटजीज, वी हैव नॉट गॉन इनटू ट्रेडिंग स्ट्रेटजी।
सर ये तो एकदम विजुअली बहुत क्लियर चार्ट है, जैसे ये पिंच अपने को तो एकदम एंड पॉइंट पे पकड़ना है, राइट?
करेक्ट।
तो जैसे ये एकदम विजुअली हमको समझ में आ रहा है कि
तो
पिंच
हाइंडसाइट में ना जाके एक काम करते हैं, हाइंडसाइट में ना जाके करंट सिनेरियो में, दिस अ करंट सिनेरियो, कुछ 40-50 स्टॉक्स का देखते कहां पे पिंच बन रहा है। नो पिंच, रेडी नहीं हुआ अभी तक। नो 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 नो।
हाइंडसाइट से सर अब समझ में आ रहा है,
हाइंडसाइट से निकल जाते हैं। हिंदुस्तान लीवर, अभी हिंदुस्तान लीवर हैड गिवन अ मूव, because of that move the candles were long, because of the longness of the candles the two Bollinger Bands had expanded. Now it is consolidating the rally, now it has come down to the moving average. Now the the Bollinger Bands have started to approach each other. They can continue to approach each other further, but now what is telling, the Bollinger Band is telling me what? Bands are approaching each other, volatility is shrinking. If volatility is shrinking, eventually it will expand, so the smaller candles will lead to a longer candles. So you should keep a very close watch and try to catch that future long candle. वो जो eventually जो long candle आने वाला है उसको खाना है अपने को, ये अपने को ये इंफॉर्मेशन देता है। नाउ बिशप इज सेइंग बताओ कैसे खाना है, कहां पे घुसना है, राइट? तो आएंगे। क्लियर? The other way, the other two different ways to look into the Bollinger Band is the M top and the W bottom. Now these are two very interesting ones which will be very, very useful in your trading. Let's look into the M top. Okay. M top is a scenario where the market is in an uptrend and makes a high outside the band. Band K, the red one is your Bollinger upper band. The gray one is your price. Price is in an uptrend, goes outside the band and makes a top. Band के बाहर जाके top बनाता है. Next, it comes within the band and makes a next high which is inside the band. So this top is outside the upper band, this top is inside. When this kind of scenario happens, it's an M top, it can lead to a fall. Stock is in an uptrend and band के बाहर जाके high बनाता है, comes down and band के अंदर high बनाता है. One is outside, the other one is inside. In this case, both the highs are more or less at the same level. Again an M top, high chance prices will come down. Prices are in an uptrend, band के बाहर जाके high बनाता है, comes down and band के अंदर जाके high बनाता है. In this case, the prices are made a higher high. It can make a lower high, the same high, or a higher high. Does not matter. What matters most important is it has to make one outside and one inside. The next one, which is inside, पहले से ऊपर हो सकता है, सेम हो सकता है, नीचे हो सकता है, no big deal, but it has to be inside. This creates an M top which creates a possibility of a fall. If this is M top, you would have guessed what will be W bottom. Your lower Bollinger Band. Your lower Bollinger Band, prices are in a downtrend and goes outside the band. Makes a bottom, goes inside. Now you will wait for the next bottom. The next low, outside, inside.
So दो bottoms अगर outside वाले को काम नहीं है, दो bottoms अगर outside होंगे,
हाँ तो दो बॉटम्स आउटसाइड चलेगा, उसके बाद वाले का वेट करने का, नो प्रॉब्लम. दिस इज हायर, द लोज आर हायर. Prices in a downtrend makes outside, comes down and makes at the same level. Prices outside, comes down, lower level. Does not matter whether it's slightly higher, higher lows, or the same lows or lower lows. Does not matter. This is an example of an M top. This leads to a possibility of a
so ये W
sorry, thank you, W bottom. This leads to a possibility of a bounce back. चलिए देखते हैं. If I'm not mistaken, there is one in Asian Paints. Obviously, in candlestick chart, you will not be able to understand. You should always go to the line chart. Okay, Asian Paints में नहीं, it was some other chart. Asian Paints में जो है outside, inside. So when you were at this juncture, somewhere here, sorry. Let's come to why is it behaving like this? Yeah. When you're at this juncture, look at this one also. There are failures also. See, outside, inside, नहीं चला. Outside, inside, bounce back. Outside, inside, I know there's a bounce back. So obviously all these things will not work all the time. These are setups, these are possibilities. So we should be in a position to judge. इसको नहीं लेना है, इसको ले सकते हैं. How will we judge this? We will check with other indicators. Now when you are at this juncture, it is a W bottom. The volatility indicator is telling me there is a possibility of a bounce back. That is the work of volatility indicator. Khatam, udhar ke period. Now you check with other indicators. Do I have a candlesticks or any kind of hammer or anything? Then you check with other indicators, like you check with your MFI. No. Then you check with your MACD, positive cut, positive crossover. Then you check with your RSI, positive divergence. Is there a positive divergence? No, but there's a range shift. See this. From this price, it's fallen below, and look at the change in RSI. So when volatility indicator is giving you a W bottom, prices can go up. RSI has already given a divergence. MACD has already given a crossover. और hammer भी है. So this is the way. हर एक इंडिकेटर का हर एक इंडिकेशन ऑब्वियसली will never work. We will pick up those जहां पे 3-4 इंडिकेटर का सेम इंडिकेशन काम मिक्स confluence हो रहा है, right? Okay, let's hide them and let's look into some few more examples. Let's look into stock. Anyone?
SBI.
Okay, MRF. उसके पहले MRF है एक. MRF line chart. Outside, inside, comes down. Outside, इसका inside बहुत अंदर है. Now generally we have noticed that, look at this move, continuously outside, अब ये inside, this outside, this inside. So generally we have noticed when it is outside the band, okay, this is a concept of reversion to mean. Have I discussed this?
सर बॉलिंजर बैंड देखने से एक चीज तो क्लियरली ये दिखता है कि अगर वो जब भी बैंड के बाहर निकलता है, क्या तो ऊपर निकलेगा तो अंदर आएगा या नीचे से फिर ऊपर आएगा. तो
बट ऐसा भी हो सकता है कि बाहर बैंड के बाहर ही रह जाए. एक तरफा जब तेजी आता है,
जैसे आपने शुरू में बताया कि 90% ऑफ द टाइम स्टॉक मार्केट में,
हाँ,
अब जैसे 96
क्लोजिंग प्राइस
हाँ,
दोनों बैंड के अंदर रहे।
रहता है।
द मोमेंट ये बैंड के बाहर गया,
हाँ,
इधर ऊपर का बैंड या नीचे का बैंड, मतलब एक तरफा तेजी होने वाला है या फिर अपने ये नीचे आने वाला है। Either of these. So look at this. One way it has shot up, then it comes down. So from where will it come down? You have to wait for the right opportunity. Now reversion to mean concept is like this. Have you
Please
done any
explain it as a.
adventure sports? I've not done this in this class yet. I've not asked this question. Acha. Have anyone done any adventure sports, something adventurous in your life till date, जो यादगार रह गया है? Ramandeep will see squeeze है. Paraglide कहाँ पे?
Sir, ये Delhi.
Okay. Anyone else? Anyone who's done any adventurous stuff? It may not got married. River trekking, okay. If marriage is adventurous for him, I think probably he'll be tempted to do multiple
सर
times.
आप उसको बोलिए कि जब तक तुम्हारा वाइफ ग्रुप में नहीं है तब तक तुम एडवेंचरस है, एक बार वाइफ को ग्रुप में लाओ फिर बताओ।
Paragliding, Ramandeep, okay. Face off with lion, okay.
तो दिल्ली यूनिवर्सिटी वाला का नहीं है।
You never know. Anyone else? Now, my question is river rafting, paragliding, marriage, face off with lion, adventurous stuff that we are talking about. Do we do this every day? Let's talk about Ganpati's example of paragliding. When he went for this paragliding, there was an instructor. Does that instructor trade the Nifty every day? वो जो instructor था, which helped him, does he trade the Nifty every day or the markets every day? No, right? What I'm trying to mean is, Ganpati has a certain mean life, standard of life. सुबह उठना, ये करना, वो करना, यहाँ जाना, classes attend करना, पढ़ाई करना, probably some job, trading, right? He has a certain way in which he lives his life. At times, once in a while, we all come out of our day-to-day nature, go out and do something crazy, adventurous, and then we come back. We revert back to our mean life. This is our mean life. For the paraglider help guide, doing a nifty trade will be going out of his mean life. His mean life is every day doing paragliding. और वो बोलेगा यार paragliding is much more safer than trading nifty. Understand? So similar behavior we get some price also. Price at times when it goes outside the band, stays outside the band, closes, it is doing something which is अपने mean से, this is the mean. The average. Mean is another word for average. अपने average price से काफी दूर निकल चुके हो. तो you come back to the mean. This is reversion to mean. So whenever it goes to one end of the moving of the Bollinger Band, it generally comes back to the mean. So whenever you find a setup, like let's say we found a setup over here, outside, inside, the bare minimum target that we can think of is the average price, the mean price. और उसको भी तोड़ देता है, तो it can straight away go to the lower Bollinger Band. Now, many a times, I don't know, I'll just quickly check in MRF chart if we have such a case.
हाँ सर, just before.
Just checking. Okay, now let's say it is not very clean, but let's say this has closed outside, this has closed inside. You will say that this is a M top, and then you will do a short trade, let's say. But when you have this M top, isn't the price already close to the mean? So it doesn't make sense, right? You understand what I'm trying to point out? So when you have the setup, you check outside, inside. Okay, one common thing that I have noticed many a times is हमेशा immediately move नहीं आता है. For example, look at this one. Outside, inside, then one more inside, and then it goes. This is quite common. Means this is the classic. This is a classic case. This immediate ones, outside, inside, fall. This is a classic case. हमेशा ऐसा नहीं मिलेगा. Obviously, this is rare. At times, you will find. Let me take a close watch into this. Outside, inside, fall. This is also classic case. but we might see outside, at the band, inside. So always keep yourself some cushion कि हो सकता है और एक high या low बनाए inside. Now let's take this example of MRF at this juncture. At this juncture. At this juncture of, let's say we go back a little bit, at this juncture, the Bollinger Band has made an M top. I go to candlesticks and I see some shooting stars and some bearish harami pattern. So candlesticks have also started making some bearishness. Candlesticks, some bearishness. Bollinger Band, bearish. Let's check our other friends. RSI alongside price. There's not much information from RSI. Let's check MACD. No bearishness. On the other hand, it's going up. Let's check up the other indicator, MFI. And in MFI, I notice nothing much. So these trend and volume momentum indicators are not supporting my move, but my Bollinger Band and candlesticks is telling me that there can be a trade, a short trade. How will I do this? I will look into where is the pattern. So this is a clean bearish harami. These two. Yes, yaad hai?
Yes.
Out of these two, what is the rule? You go to the lowest low, this price, and mark the highest high, this price. So what will you do? You will sell below this low and put a stop loss of this high and wait for the prices to pan out. This trade would have been better, stronger, अगर इन तीनों में से कहीं से support मिल जाए. Clear? Let's look into few more examples. Let's hide them. Let's hide the MACD, RSI and MFI. Any stock?
SBI.
SPI. Outside, inside is a very nice, small, tiny M top. Volatility has expanded. Look at the difference between the red and the green line.
This is a classic case.
So as of now expanded. So what are the high chance? They will contract. तो कैंडल्स मेरे छोटे बनेंगे और डायरेक्शन हो सकता है नीचे आ सकता है. तो वोलेटिलिटी इंडिकेटर तो डायरेक्शन नहीं देता है. नाउ आई विल चेक विद द अदर इंडिकेटर्स. फर्स्ट एंड फॉरमोस्ट कैंडलस्टिक्स. Is there any bearish pattern? There's a doji, not much. Now let me get the other tools. The first one, studies. The first one I will get is RSI. Change it into a line. At this price 70, at this price 69. 277.55, 277.90. So there is a negative divergence. So volatility band, M top, RSI, negative divergence. Next indicator, MACD, nothing. Next indicator, MFI. From this high it has gone up, MFI has gone up. From this high it has gone up, MFI has come down. So not very strong signals. But again, same case, we have reached a stage where I have an M top and I have an RSI divergence. Now before Bishopri asks me kahan enter kare, let's say I come here, I go to my candlesticks and I figure out what do I do. This is the range it has made. It's made quite strong lower shadows and higher shadows. So range is quite high. So how do we trade? So let's say we can put a sell order below this, the current lows. I can check with the weekly chart. The weekly chart has made a nothing much, spinning topish kind of a chart. So if I have to sell, I will not trade this. But if you have to, you'll generally will check the closing prices. 275 के नीचे. Good boy. Aikanashi. Change the color. Dojis, nothing. So this is a lower shadow. These are lower shadows. So एक lower shadow के नीचे आप बेच सकते हो. Let's say 275 या 270. You got my point now? So every setup, every M top, every W bottom will not be same. Like Bishopre right now said, कुछ बैठ नहीं रहा था. चलो Heikenaishi बिठा के देखते हैं. So this list can be long. MFI, RSI, MACD, Heikenaishi, you can add 8 more. You understand what I'm trying to say? But the concept, the preparation should be the same. Now you pick whatever you want, whatever way you want to pick it. Now I'll just extend this. I will extend this talk of M top W bottom to explain the first trading strategy, which is the contrarian trading strategy. What is that? Let's say you look at this low of SBI. Outside, look at the next two lows inside. We can call this W bottom. We can call them W bottom. Now, volatility indicator Bollinger Band is telling me there's a possibility of a rise. When it goes lower low, the RSI has made a positive divergence. Now it raises the possibility, it makes it stronger. This is a contrarian trading setup. Of the 3 trading strategies that we will be doing, the first one or third one, whatever you call it, is the contra strategies or the contrarian strategy. Contrarian strategy is against the trend. If prices are falling, contrarians will want to buy a falling market. If the trend is up, contrarians will want to sell a rising market. So if SBI जब नीचे आ रहा था और बैंड के बाहर गया और फिर बैंड के अंदर आया, SBI, the volatility, this is Bollinger Band, this gives us volatility. Volatility indicator is telling me there is a possibility of a, then I check with RSI. RSI was a positive divergence. RSI is a momentum indicator. This is also telling me chance of going up. Let's quickly go back and include MFI. And MFI is a volume indicator. And MFI has also made a positive divergence. So this setup will give me a contrarian strategy where I will need bare minimum an M top or a W bottom. W bottom I need for a buy. M top I need for a sell. And with this, it has to be added with any 1 or 2 or 3 divergences. Divergences, RSI, MACD, MFI, and there are more I will show.
सर डब्ल्यू बॉटम या एम टॉप के फॉर्मेशन में जो डिफरेंस होना चाहिए टाइम गैप का, वो कितने दिन?
कुछ भी हो सकता है. आपने SBI में देखा 2-3 कैंडल में ही है. आपने MRF में देखा काफी दिन का है. ऐसा कोई फिक्स रूल नहीं है.
एक कैंडल के बाद अगर दूसरा बना देता है, अगर डबल बॉटम या फिर डबल टॉप, तो कंसीडर कर लेंगे.
कर सकते हैं, as long as the previous top is outside and the next one is inside. It can happen in 3 candles or 13 candles. There is no fixed rule. So this is the first trading strategy, which is the contrarian trading strategy. So इसको कैसे हम लोग scan करेंगे? In this software, it will be difficult to scan the whole thing. What we can do is this. We can come to the technical query and we can go to the Bollinger Band indicator and we can tell that find those stocks जहाँ पे close above upper band के बाहर जाके बंद दे रहा है, and give me those stocks which is closed below lower band. Close above upper band and close below lower band. Run करते हैं. So these stocks have closed outside the upper band. The green line is your price, the red line is your Bollinger. So ये ABB Bollinger Band के बाहर है, Berger Paint बाहर है, Container Corp बाहर है, Marico बाहर है. Of the upper band, this Nalco is नीचे के तरफ, G Shipping नीचे के तरफ, Pfizer नीचे के तरफ. Now tell me something. is Pfizer. So what it tells me is these stocks are closing outside the band. So they are your future prospective of a W bottom. That's it. So इस पे अपने को नजर रखना है. We should keep a watch on Pfizer every day. Now, as I look into Pfizer, this was a nice squeeze, beautiful squeeze. Now it has started to come down. It's closing outside the band. You see the two bands are opposing. So this fall is high chance will continue further down. In this fall, is RSI, MFI, anyone giving you any bullishness? Kodu candlesticks, or we are in Heiken-Ashi right now. Let's say we come out of Heiken-Ashi. Nothing, right? So high chances this bearishness will continue. Till what point? I will wait for any of the indicators to tell me something. Either RSI, positive divergence, MACD, crossover, candlestick pattern, W bottom. कोई ना कुछ सिग्नल देगा, उसको बेस पॉइंट पकड़ के आई विल चेक विथ माई अदर इंडिकेटर. द मोमेंट आई मैच, आई ट्रेड. इट डज नॉट मैच, यही करना है. Now moving back to indicators, the fifth kind of indicator was your sentiment. I pay the maximum importance to this indicator. In Indian markets, we can use many things like accumulation, distribution and all that. But India VIX is there. You have India VIX, which is called a volatility indicator, but it's a very good sentiment indicator. India VIX is negatively correlated with the Nifty. A falling VIX means a complacent market. The Nifty is going up. A spike in India VIX is a sign of worry. There's fear in the market. Nifty will fall. Not always does it correlates with the Nifty to the T, but it can give you a good idea. Let's say India VIX. And parallelly, let's open Nifty. On my left hand side, I will plot India VIX in blue. Okay. On my right hand side, in black, I will have Nifty and its weekly charts, so that the chopiness is less. Now you check. India VIX topped out around 2nd of December 2016. Yeah, 2nd of December 2016. The bottom goes up, comes down. So VIX gives you an early indication of the sentiment. If it's too beaten down, if it's too much down, and it's come down back to its previous lows, these are the extreme lows of India VIX. यहां से इंडिया विक्स हमेशा बाउंस करता है, मतलब निफ्टी हमेशा यहां से सेलिंग आता है. सो इंडिया विक्स इज स्लोली रीचिंग अ स्टेज वेयर द सेंटिमेंट इज टू कंप्लेसेंट. कंप्लेसेंट मतलब हाँ सब चल रहा है, सब खैरियत है, सब कुशल और मंगल दोनों ही अच्छे. You understand that kind of stage? When you reach a stage where kushal mangal dono hi achhe, that is the stage to sell. And the opposite, whenever VIX, now the only problem with India VIX that I have faced is it can break this lows and continue to go further down, and break this low and also continue to further. So VIX will give you again the same thing, a possibility, an idea. So VIX is 13.18, last time 12.95, 13 se ghuma tha. It's coming back to its lows, so little jittery in the market. I'm not too sure. So Nifty में अगर यहाँ पे कहीं पे मुझे setup मिलता है, M top, divergence, candlesticks, you understand? One thought has to match with the other one. That is how you do it. The other way of doing sentiment, which works best, is when a hardcore bull turns into a bear, or a hardcore bear turns into a bull. Not the animal, the trader. So, for example, two examples in my career, I had a friend and colleague, client who was throughout bullish. Khali kharido. Stop loss, nothing called stop loss. Futures. So keeps on buying and the market comes down. Comes down 5-10%, okay. Averages out. Comes down 24-27%. He's a little worried. Then there's some news had come. The Dubai real estate or something एक news आया था. काफी पहले का बात कर रहा हूँ. So this guy who has been throughout bullish and bought futures and averaged and all, he sold his entire position. And he thought that यहाँ से market will go down. That is exactly where the bottom happens and the market tops out. Right? There's one more example where one of my students whom I trained in 2007, 6, 7, is still a nifty trader. Still, आज के दिन पे भी वो nifty bank nifty trade करते हैं. I used to trade the nifty very closely, watch and trade the nifty also. So he used to talk to me 2-3 times a week, every day on nifty. I'm talking about the Bombay days. And I think it's 2009, 10, the MCX gold, silver were going crazy. Full big move every evening around 6:37. Big move used to come. So this guy calls me every day. This guy calls me thrice every week. For a long 1 year, 2 years, he's only talking nifty with me. Nothing, only nifty. All of a day in an evening, one day, he calls me and says, Abhijit, have you seen gold? No talks nifty. First thing he says is, have you seen gold? So मैंने तो देखा था. So I said, नहीं, what happened? No, he said, it's zooming up, it's doing crazy, big moves in silver and gold. And I think for my clients, I'll also start doing gold. I saw the charts, it's amazing. So I kept a mental map. Just mentally note करके रखा था कि मुझे लगता है गोल्ड का यहीं पे तेजी खत्म. एंड थोड़ा सा ऊपर चला था फिर खत्म. और एक एग्जांपल मैं आपको देता हूं, कल ही देखा मैंने. और एक एग्जांपल मैं देख रहा हूं इस स्टॉक का. दिस इज कॉल्ड TCS. I am showing you the monthly chart. Check, TCS was at its all-time high in around 2014 October. From that, TCS has done nothing, underperformed. I cannot tell you the date. I'll figure out. If I can, I'll take a snapshot and keep it in this presentation. One day it was either a Saturday or a Sunday. I was at home. I opened the ET newspaper, the physical newspaper. And across the newspaper, left-hand side to right-hand side, in the middle, at that date, at that week, TCS was the highest market cap, the biggest stock in the market. And the entire ET2 pages were full of TCS, how big it is, how great it is, how value creator it is. मुझे लगा था, again same thing, mental map. ये तो गया या ये वो नहीं करेगा जो ये करते. Look at the move before that. I'll try to figure out that date, that exact ET. I'll give you one more example. ये तो classic example है. 2007 top, 2008 January. The first ET in Bombay edition in Jan 2008. Those who are from Bombay might remember in this zone. It was a Monday or something. I think 14 Tariq, it was a one-digit day. I think 7 Tariq. It was either 7 Tariq or I think it should be 7 Tariq. It was a Monday for sure. The Economic Times in Mumbai was fat and it had roses around it. Lal roses. मतलब actual roses नहीं, वो print किया हुआ है. शुभ विश्वप्रिय वैसे मत सोचो कि actually roses. So there was interview of fund managers, interview of people. They are saying how great the market has performed, how great it will perform in 2008, and everywhere the borders were red roses and leaves and red roses.
It must be 7th of February, ना?
नहीं जान का बात कर रहा हूँ. ठीक है, तो मुझे तब उतना अंदाजा नहीं था. This is again in the hindsight I understood. I said, "Kya? Very nice, beautiful." And then it happened. In 2004-5, I still remember people used to check the. There's so many examples. People used to check the font size. So Sensex hits, let's say 15,000. So 15,000 would come really bold and big. So jitna bigger, fatter the font size, utna scary you get. I'll tell you one my own. These are all my examples. I generally go to the Z business every every Monday morning. So there was this Monday morning, some Monday morning I was there, and Nifty had hit 8,000 first time. So if you look into the anchors, they all wear suits, ties, properly professionally dressed, and hit 8,000. And there was party, balloons, dhol. This okay. So there was a break, commercial break. After 2 minutes, they come back, and all of them are wearing a white T-shirt on top of their shirt. So shirt, tie, blazer. ब्लेजर निकल के उसके अंदर उसके ऊपर एक व्हाइट टी शर्ट आ जाता है. टी शर्ट पे लिखा है 8,000, 9,000, here we come, something like that. And there are balloons and there is a dhol, and I am not joking. This guy had a dhol and he was beating the dhol like Shah Rukh Khan. I'll be very honest. I mean, यहाँ पे ना I was sweating. मुझे यहाँ in the studio, मतलब वो दिल्ली स्टूडियो में हो रहा है, मैं कलकत्ता स्टूडियो में हूँ, but मैं I can see and hear. I was मुझे ना I get these feelings. This sentiment is too good to believe. So whenever you see at your right, left, up, down, center, सब लोग खरीद रहा है,
सब कुछ ठीक है,
सब ठीक है. जब सब कुछ ठीक है, बस दुआ करना, खुदा का नाम लेना और खिसक लेना. When everything is shit, everything is down, and everything is talking bad about everything, that is the opportunity of your life. Buy when everyone, you should be fearful when everyone is greedy, and you should be bloody greedy when everyone is fearful. Works very good. Time करना मुश्किल होता है. You cannot get exactly at the day or the time. इधर उधर lag रहता है. But setup, these are all setups. Sentiment. Now this comes to that part of the class where I'll tell you about the fascination of glass that my friend has. My friend is fascinated with glass. He imports a Italian glass top. Only the top, glass का top आया है, पहिया फैया कुछ नहीं आया. Expensive. It costs 5 lakh rupees. Now to put this glass top, will he put it on only one leg? If he puts it in one leg, what will happen? It will fall and break. Is 2 legs better than 1 leg? But will he still put it in 2 legs? It might break, right? 3 is obviously better than 2. Far better if he has the 4th one. Now can you confidently, comfortably, can he put the glass top? Secured? Nahi tutega. So this glass top for you is one trade. It can be an intraday trade, it can be a 1 year trade, it can be a 3-day trade, whatever. One sauda, एक सौदा करते हैं ना हम लोग. And this one sauda, one good trade, not just a trade, a good trade means a profitable trade, stands on few legs. You have to check the indicators. You have to check trend, you have to check momentum, you have to check volume, you have to check volatility. All that you need is, यार मेरा ट्रेड को सपोर्ट करने के लिए give me 2-3 legs. You understand? RSI, positive divergence, volatility, W bottom. This is exactly what we are saying. When 2-3 legs come at the same juncture, you have a good trade. Only by looking into MACD, if you keep on trading, your glass top, your good trade will work. Only looking into momentum, RSI, 70, 30, divergence, it will not work. Only looking into Bollinger Band, only looking into volume MFI, it will not work. Only looking into Bollinger Band, it will not work. Stand alone, they never work. Together, confluenced, it works. Plus, then you add. So when it's trend, I mean price. And when it's price, I mean all your patterns. Heikinashi, candlesticks. The moment you get a hammer, quickly check with the others. Price is telling me a buy. What are you guys telling me? The moment you get a RSI divergence, quickly check with the others. Clear? So that is how you will get one good trade. Can we correlate VIX with stocks also? Shahid, no, it's very well correlated with the overall benchmark index Nifty, not stock. Is this valid on all time frames? Ramandeep, everything that comes out of my mouth during AST is valid across all time frames. Everything. Can we put two charts on the same window? Yes, I just showed you. I just did that. Any questions? No? As of now? So, we will stop indicator here and start with, we had already started trading strategies. Trading strategies mein contrarian we have done. Now I'll start with the other one.
moving average जरूरी है?
No. But contrarian में क्या होता है? It is contrarian is reverting back to the mean. तो मुझे एक मीन चाहिए, मुझे एक मूविंग एवरेज चाहिए, हो तो बेटर, अगर हो तो बेटर. Any questions? Now this does not end indicators. We have just started indicators, and what I suggest is how to select script for intraday trading. Sailesh, I'll tell you. Okay? So this gives me setups. So indicators, again, as I told you, I will show you 2-3 more indicators which will be part of the trading strategies like stochastics and super trend and ATR as well. Whenever you read more about indicators, first thing that you should ask yourself, try to understand what kind of indicator is this? Karta kya hai? Indication kya hai? Then you plot them, check the authenticity, and then you implement. Now, trading strategies can essentially be of 3 types: trend following, swing, and contrarian. Trend following, get a trend, follow the trend. Stock is on the move, is on range bound, stock gives a breakout, you say it's an uptrend. Now you continue to hold it until and unless the trend. Follow the trend. Let's say stock is in a downtrend, goes into a range and धीरे धीरे ऊपर आ रहा है. And while coming up, it has gone above the moving average. It has gone above the moving average. Trend is up, you buy. What do? You wait. When it goes below the moving average. This is typical trend following. Trend following works very well in trendy market. Whenever there is a trend, it works very well. It has got a very bad strike rate. Bad strike rate means out of 10 trades, most of them, only 2 to 3 of them will go right. What's happening? You're waiting for the trend to shape up. The moment you get a trend, let's say Heiken-Ashi, let's say MACD crossover, dual moving average, they're all trend following. दो moving average का positive cross हुआ, आपने खरीद लिया. कब तक खरीद के बैठे रहोगे? जब तक के opposite. In between, if there is a big move, you make a lot of money, but most of the time that it doesn't trend, it's in a range, you lose money. Swing, okay, before I go to swing, contrarian we have done where we showed that in a rising market, contrarian will like to sell at the high and contrarian would like to buy at the bottom. Completely opposing philosophy. Trend followers always wants to buy breakout, buy high, sell higher. That is trend follower. ज़्यादा भाव में खरीदो और ऊपर जाएगा. Contrarian और कितना नीचे जाएगा? How far can it fall? No, this is the cheapest. This is the rock bottom. Buy here. It cannot go higher than this. Sell. So the thought process is completely opposite. In between comes the swing traders. Swing traders are what? Swing traders go with the flow of the market. Swing traders always go with the flow of the. If the flow of the market is up, they will never short. They will always go long. But they will only buy in a short-term correction. So when the long-term trend is up, but now it comes down, this is where they will like to buy. They will like to buy in a short-term falling market, in a long-term uptrending market. That is swing strategy. Let's quickly show you one swing strategy. We'll do two swing strategies. One I'll show you today. Now for swing strategy, I need to first define the trend, because I will not do opposite to the trend. Uptrend to long karunga, downtrend to short. So defining the trend, we will use the 89 exponential moving average. If prices are above the 89 exponential moving average, it's an uptrend. If prices are below the 89 moving average, then it's a downtrend. Let's come here. Let's quickly go to the average, exponential 89. So above, so Nifty, I am in a long zone. According to swing strategy, I will be looking to do swing trades only long. But is at this price? No. Then at what price? Second ingredient, momentum. Now momentum, I will use RSI, but not of 14 periods. I will use a 2-period RSI. 2. I will use 90 as overbought, and I will use 10 as oversold. Not 70-30, not 14. Let's come here. Relative strength index, 2-period, right? 70 I change to 90, 30 I change to 10, add. So I get my RSI. So what are the rules? There are two sets of rules. The first rule is for any long position, for a possible long position, my price should be greater than 89 and my RSI of 2 period should be less than 10. For any prospective short trade, my price should be less than my 89 exponential moving average, and coupled with that, my RSI 2 period should be greater than. Let's show you. Query, technical query. Bring it here. Studies. Clear all. I give a condition, I go to average and I say that parameters exponential 89 daily chart condition, prices should be above the average. Prices are above the average. If prices are above the average, I want the RSI, relative strength index, of the 2 period, and in condition I say it should be below thus. Now these are my two conditions. But I want ending of both. दोनों का ending चाहिए. So I come here and say relation. I come to relationship and I say condition 0 and condition 1. So I created a relationship out of it. Satisfy relation. I come to description and I say possible swing buy. Run. I get 5 stocks out of 200. Godrej Consumers, Nalco, SAIL, UCO Bank and Union Bank. Possible swing buys. Why? Union Bank, prices are above my 89. So uptrend, going through a short-term correction. The short-term correction is clearly visible by RSI 2 falling below 10, that is 5.9. Now over here there is a possible swing buy. अब इसको कैसे करना है I'll show you. UCO Bank, SAIL, Nalco and Godrej CP. Now can you tell me between Godrej CP and SAIL? See, SAIL, look into it for few seconds. SAIL and Godrej CP. Where is your confidence more? Where is your comfort level more? Confidence तो दूर में आएगा. Godrej, why not SAIL?
Moment already हो चुका है.
आप तो buy करोगे. मूवमेंट हो चुका है तो नीचे की तरफ.
सेल लॉन्ग का
लॉन्ग कैंडल
लॉन्ग नेगेटिव कैंडल.
So sale has made a long negative candle. So its volatility expansion or contraction or range expansion हो चुका है. So range expansion के बाद क्या आता है? Range contraction. तो अगर मैं if I get into sale is going to go through a range contraction. मैं contraction में घुस जाऊंगा. I don't want to get into a contraction. I want to get into an expansion. Now comes another indicator called the ATR, average true range. Average true range. I'll tell you what it is. 1 period average true range. Now this is where the trick is. And I add it. I get around 4.85 ATR, average true range, stock ka range. For one candle, 4.85. Look at the high-low difference, 61.40 and 66.25. So you will get around close to 4.85. So if I hit on Nifty's range was around 50 points, 50.90. You understand? It's giving me that period range, 1 period range. Now what I do is I plot another ATR, this time of 21 days, around a month. 2021 is a month, trading days of ATR. What do I see? I'm on Nifty chart. Okay? Look at the last two indicators. The green one is in 50 and the pink one is in 76. The green one is 1 day. मतलब Friday को निफ्टी का रेंज था 50 पॉइंट, लेकिन ऑन एन एवरेज लास्ट एक महीने में वो 76 पॉइंट का रेंज में ट्रेड किया. दिस इज द इंफॉर्मेशन दैट आई गेट. नाउ लेट्स कम टू गोदरेज सीपी. Let's come to sale. Sale on an average moves 2.25 and Friday it has moved 4.85. Doesn't make sense to get into it, right? Nikal gaya. So I'm looking, I'll wait. What will I wait for? I'll wait for sale to cool down. And when it cools down, my ATR will start to fall. So what will I look for? I will look for this kind of a behavior, price behavior. Look at the green line. The green line should ideally be falling. What is the green line? Average range of 1 day. So my range is shrinking. If my range is shrinking, it will lead to an expansion, and that is what I want to get into. So let's come here and let's over here add another condition, and I go to average true range of 1 day, and I tell the computer that it should be falling for the last 1 day. And over here I AND it, and C2, C0, C1, C2, and I give it let's say a bigger universe, 500, run.
Discussion.
Possible swing trade, swing buy. What do I get? Atul, IFCI, UCO Bank, Union Bank. Between Atul, IFCI, UCO Bank and Union Bank. Okay, I'll show you. 3 seconds each. Atul, IFCI, UCO Bank, Union Bank. Which one appeal to you the best? We are looking for swing buy. जो घूमेगा.
ATR.
No, which appeal to you the most? UCO. Union. UCO. IFCI. Ganpati. No, not appealing enough. Union. Acha. UCO for you. UCO. Vishwapriya. Okay. Now I'll tell you how to understand these. How does the indicator talk back to you in your language?
So for me, it's
Desi language, huh? Atul. Uptrend, why? Above the average. Oversold, why? RSI 2 less than 10. ठीक है? Now I come to ranges. The moment I come to range, I see it is more or less monthly range में ही है. जो daily range वही monthly range में. Not bad. Side करते. Not bad. IFCI uptrend, oversold. Monthly average is 1 रुपए. Daily average is 85 पैसा. So you will notice that this one day ATR also zigzags above the monthly average. Monthly average के नीचे जाता है तो वो ऊपर आता है, ऊपर आता है तो नीचे आता है. So currently IFCI is doing less compared to its monthly average. So high chance it will move up. So IFCI is better than Atul. UCO, same story, but UCO generally trades at a 1 rupee range. Now it's at 1.10 rupees. So as good as Atul. Union has fallen sharply. Look at this move. It's fallen sharply. Now it's coming down. So it's also all right. If I have to pick between these three, in terms of sheer ATR rules, IFCI is the best. Why? Uptrend, oversold, and contraction. Contraction is happening because the green line is falling, and the green line is below the average. बाकी तीनों का the green line is above the average. Anyways, all four can be traded. Now the $1 million question comes: which one and where do I enter? For this, I'll tell you a concept, which is the dual time screen. The dual time screen is you look into the market in two different time frames. Always. You always look into the market in two different time frames. One we call the decider, the other we call the executor. Now all these scannings that we have done, they are all in the daily chart. It is the daily 89 exponential moving average. It is the daily RSI 2. It is the daily ATR. And all these daily rules in the daily chart is telling me there is a possible bounce back. To trade this possible bounce back, we do not trade the decider chart. We come down to a shorter time frame. And in this case, executor should be 15 minutes to 60 minutes. What do I mean? Let's come to this chart. Let's quickly load intraday data. So the decider is helping me to decide what to do with Atul, a swing buy. But I will not look into the daily chart highs lows. I will look into a shorter time frames highs lows. And those shorter time frame is my executor, जहाँ पे मैं इसको execute करूँगा. So let's load the intraday data. Done. Intraday charts, 15-minute charts. So I come to the 15 minutes chart of Atul. Let's check the other ones. IFCI, UCO Bank, Union Bank. Let's stick to Union Bank. So on my both the charts are Union Bank. On my left hand side is my decider. On my right hand side is my executor. My decider is telling me, brother, a swing long setup has been created. It can continue to fall, but there is a chance ये घूमेगा. वो chance को तुम्हें उस पे डांस करना है. But I cannot do it in this time frame. So I come to this time frame, which is a 15-minute. Now in this executor chart, the moment you get any signal of a reversal, वो signal कैसे मिलेगा? Heiken-Ashi से मिल सकता है, MACD से मिल सकता है, डाइवर्जेंस से मिल सकता है, M टॉप किसी से भी मिल सकता है. So in the 15 minute of Union Bank, you got a confirmed buy from your indicators that we have discussed, and that buy is coming when the decider, the higher time frame, is already telling me, is supporting me my buy. That is how you will do we will do this swing trade. So when I come to this example, this Union Bank example, let's go into the 15-minute chart. Let's quickly add on my indicators. Let's say I use MACD, E12, E26, E9, added. Not giving me any buy signal, nothing. Let's quickly get our relative strength index. Is there any divergence? Not really. Let's quickly look into the Heiken-Ashi chart. Strong down, nothing. Anything, any information in the candlestick charts? Hammer. Bus. So, Union Bank is not ready for a trade, but Union Bank is something that I should keep a close watch on. Let's look into the shorts. Query, technical query. We have done the long trades. We've done the long ideas. Let's do the short ideas. The short ideas would be average, exponential 89, daily chart, price below the average, and RSI, relative strength index, of 2 period above 90. So this is condition number 3 and condition number 4. So I come here and I say condition number 3 and condition number 4 and condition number 2. Condition number 2 is shrinking. वो तो दोनों में ही same रहेगा. So possible swing sell run. There you go. We get 3 ideas. Wipro, PC Jeweler and Sanofi. Let's chuck Sanofi.
So Atul is both possible buy and sell.
नहीं कहाँ है बाई में है.
Oh, अच्छा, yes. Oh, I got confused.
So let's look at Wipro. Let's look first the decider. Downtrend, yes. Why? Below the average. Plus it has made a spinning top. RSI above 90. ATR, beautiful. Why? It has shrunk. And it is shrinking below the monthly average. If it's shrinking below the monthly average, means it is going to expand. तो ATR volatility is telling me लंबा कैंडल आने वाला है और इंडिकेटर्स मुझे बता रहा है देयर इज अ चांस कि मैं नीचे जा सकता हूं. दिस इज द डिसाइडर चार्ट टेलिंग मी. नाउ इफ दिस हैज टू बी द केस आई गो टू द executor. Now I come to the executor. Now in this executor, does it give you a sell signal? The MACD is giving me a cross down and there is a negative divergence. Look at the green line. The prices have gone up. The MACD has come down. Negative divergence. Is there any divergence in RSI? No. So MACD divergence, MACD crossover, negative. Any candlestick pattern? No. Any Heiken-Ashi pattern? Yes. इसके नीचे बेचवानू इसका stop loss. बस. This is the trade. Wipro.
ट्रेड करेंगे.
हाँ करो. So this is just one strategy. Tomorrow I'll show you a couple of more strategies. Don't worry. So this is how we have to get this decider and executor done. All this we ran on daily. We'll execute on 15 to 60 minutes. If you run it on weekly, मैं तो weekly में भी कर सकता हूँ. Then you scan it. You execute on the 90 minute. If you scan it on the monthly, you trade it on the simple. Swing strategy number 1. We have few more strategies. Swing strategy number 2, contrarian strategy I showed you, and I'll show you a couple of trend following strategies and why, how many strategies are necessary, are required for any kind of trading setup. ठीक है, ज्यादा हो गया आज? हाँ, थोड़ा ज्यादा हो गया ना? I know. But tomorrow we will focus completely on trading strategies, the first half, and then I'll show you a bit of Fibonacci also. Done? Stop loss? Target is when we do money management. Target when we do money management and Fibonacci, both. I'll show you. Let it complete. Once when I am done with my saying, then I think most of the questions will all be answered. Ganpati? Okay? Alright. So we end here, and why 18 EMA? Narayan is asking. It works well. I have seen that amongst the intermediate time frame moving average, 89 works fairly well. And there are some more reasons that I'll show you in the trend following strategy tomorrow when we do the trend following. Pivot lines are calculation based on highs and lows. I will suggest you deactivate them. Not much useful. Right? So we end here today, and tomorrow, sir, for intraday, what moving average? Intraday, Satish, even if you're using a 5-period charts, you can still use 89, no problem at all. Let me first conclude everything, the strategies, then most of these questions will be covered. I'll just end by saying that this strategy of ours that we did right now can also be used as an BTST. You run this strategy at 315. You find the stocks which satisfy that, and you do it for the next day. If your RSI is deep overbought or oversold, like 99.8 and 0. If the RSI value is deep overbought or oversold, high chance that BTST will give you returns next day morning. I'll show you again. I'll refresh with this trading strategy tomorrow, and then take you to the next one.
So when it comes to BTST around 315, I think the average price would also be very crucial.
Yes, because वो last half an hour का volume adjusted price में close करता है. Yes.
उसके साथ अपने उसको connect करके बहुत अच्छा BTST बन जाएगा.
Correct. Right. So I'll refresh this strategy again tomorrow once we meet, and then we will do swing strategies and the rest of the trend following strategy. All these strategies I'm showing you how to code them in Spider. अभी जैसे दिखाया. It's not that इसी software में बनाना. You can do it in any other softwares. In Metastock, Excel Sheet, Falcon, AmiBroker. Our AST group is full of AmiBroker users and coders. They will code for you free of cost. Don't worry. All right. So tomorrow, again, tomorrow's class is at 1 p.m. Please, 1 p.m. class tomorrow, not 2 p.m. So we meet tomorrow, 1 o'clock. Okay? Thank you.